same. I couldn't get the truck to Shadetree Surgeon. You know, the big bearded bastard. Basically, he made a video about smoking and quitting smoking, and I just watched the first part, but I decided to add my little story to it. So he encouraged me to do it. So you can blame him if you didn't, if you don't like the video. So smoking, yes, I guess a number of people, a majority of people, spends their life smoking, a young adult life, I should say. Everybody is. I heard that people are more likely to smoke or to start smoking in their late teens and early 20s than you know, much later in life. You don't just pick up a cigarette with 35 if you have never smoked before and just decide to, I don't know, I could use some cancer, why not just pick up the cigarette? So I guess for me, the reason to start, I was about 15, end of 15, 16, and in Germany it's legal with 16, at least back then it was legal to buy cigarettes and smoke them. And yeah, that's what I did. Why did I do it? Probably because the people with whom I hung out, they were smoking. So you decide it might be a good idea to start smoking too. And that's what I did. And another thing, my mom was smoking back then. So I thought, yeah, it can't be that bad. I mean, your parents are smoking right in front of you. So I decided, why not? I'm gonna join the club. And I feel a bit guilty. Sorry, Dad. Basically, my parents said in order to help us not, I don't know, join temptation or be led away by temptation. So my parents said, or my father said, because he smoked as well, and my mom quit smoking through the 3 pregnancies. So for every child she didn't smoke, and my father used to smoke, and he quit for the first child, which is my older brother. I have I have a middle sister, an older brother, and I'm the youngest. So my father was into pipes and cigars and everything, and basically he stopped when my brother was born, or before, when my mom was pregnant with my brother. Sorry, I'm not making sense again. Fuck, right, in Japan every day is the same. So yeah, she was smoking when I grew up, you know, like I don't know how old she was or how old I was when she started again, but I can always, in my younger life, I can always remember she was smoking. So I thought with 15, 16, it must be cool. She smoked menthol, so we never really stole any cigarettes from her, but vending machines were there and you can just put in coins and get cigarettes. Like, there are 12-year-olds who are starting to smoke because they think it's cool. And I think that's a very big problem. That's the thing. You start because you think it's cool. No, that's a bad place to filter. But I'm quicker than you. Ah, shit. Didn't do me any good. So my father said, if you don't smoke until 18, to all 3 children, if you don't smoke until you hit 18, we will pay for your driver's license. And because I'm in the countryside, I grew up in the countryside, you couldn't go anywhere without a driver's license. So my father paid 3 driver's licenses, and all 3 children basically fucked him over. I know that he knows by now, and I don't know what he thinks about it, but yeah, basically we all did. The funny part that I can remember, my mom, she picked me up at my friend's house, like when I was 17-ish, and she told me once, you know, at least your siblings used to chew chewing gum and try not to get caught smoking before 18, you know, if you really want to have your driver's license for free. But it wasn't cigarette smoke she was smelling. So I was like, what the fuck? Shit. But yeah, it's I don't know, I guess it's kind of bad. Let's see, how much have I lowered the foot pegs? Whee! No, I got clear. No. So this video is actually about quitting smoking and not how you got into it or how stupid smoking is. I mean, it's a very important thing that Shadetree Surgeons said. You will never quit smoking until you really want to, and that's definitely what I thought too. And I really wanted to, I really had to, but I want to say I did want at that time. So basically what happened was I was 28, I had already been in Japan for a bunch of years, and the main thing is, where is that scooter that I just passed? Don't fuck me up the arse. So I had already been in Japan for a while, and I got a cold, like a really bad cold, and you know, you go to the doctor, you get some medicine, and then you hopefully get better. But this cold just wouldn't shake, and he gave me antibiotics, and I took it all, and I went right back the next week, and I said, my throat's still dry, my throat still hurts, I'm still coughing like crazy, this is not going to go well. And then he said, well, what's your weight? Because in Japan they always prescribe the same shit for the same cold. It's ridiculous. Japan is ridiculous. They chuck a shit ton of pills at you. So I took all of these the first time round, and then the guy says to me, what's your weight, right? And I'm not really I'm not on the skinny side, let's leave it at that. So I told him, and he gave me a stronger prescription. Basically the amounts were kind of raised or whatever. And I went to the chemist, and the chemist called the doctor when he saw the prescription, because he couldn't believe that the doctor actually had prescribed what he just prescribed me. And then the doctor just said something like, did you look at the guy? He's like 2 people. I don't know, I was like just over 100 kilo, I guess. Now at the moment I'm more than I was back then, so it's actually not... Yeah, it's no joke, right? But okay. So basically it took me a half year to shake this cold, and I went through 5 courses of antibiotics, and at the end the doctor knew I was smoking, right? And he always told me, yeah, you should not smoke, and then you don't smoke for a day or two, and as soon as it gets remotely better, like, oh, I can have a drag, oh yeah, it works, my throat doesn't hurt enough anymore to not smoke, I would go back. And this is like, you're a fucking idiot. It's like someone shoots your foot off and you try to walk on the stump, and there's ow, ow, oh, I can't walk, and then you wait like a day, and then the next day, oh, this is not so bad, ow, I can walk, ow, see, I can, ow, this is actually, ow, possible to walk on. I mean, it's completely nuts. That's where the addiction comes in. So after 6 months of this bullshit, after 6 months of going back to the doctor told me, he looked me in the eye and he gave me this fuck you expression, and he was like, you gotta stop smoking, dude. If you don't stop smoking, you will never shake this. And it's already grown into a nice looking bronchitis. And if you don't want to get emphysema and all this shit that Shadetree Surgeon talked about, then you gotta stop smoking now. And he was like really adamant, kind of grumpy. The only thing he could have taken a 2x4 and smashed me over the head. That wouldn't have been any different from what he said to me in his really broken English. But he was really concerned. He was like, dude, you are fucking up your life. Put the cigarettes down. So I was like, okay. And I did it. I did it for a week, and I did it for 2 weeks, and I did it for the next week, and I tell you guys, if you want to quit smoking, I know it feels like shit. It feels like really bad, the worst thing you've ever done in your life, but 2 months, you need 2 months. If you get over it, 2 months, I don't know, go into a log cabin, don't bring any cigarettes, every time you want to smoke, you just whack off, and after 2 months, your right arm is gonna be twice the size of your left, and probably you have quit smoking successfully, because that's what it takes. It takes about 2 months, and then you're over it. The funny part is, I would sit on the couch after 2 weeks or so. The cold healed miraculously. That was hilarious. The cold was gone, and basically I was sitting on the couch, and I had this spot where the ashtray used to be, and I had this spot where the lighter used to be, and the spot where the cigarettes used to lie. And I watch TV, right? I'm on the couch, the wife's on the other end, and I would like lean forward, get up into the sitting position, reach for the space where the cigarettes usually are, and then you get this thought, oh no, you quit smoking, and then you lie back down. And then 2 minutes later, I would do this forward motion again to reach for the cigarettes where they usually are on the table. And then you go, oh yeah, no, you want to quit smoking. You already quit smoking. There aren't any cigarettes. There's no lighter. There's no ashtray. It's all gone. And then you sit down again, like. And I did this 20 times in 1 hour. And my wife looks at me like, are you fucking crazy, dude? But I don't remember. And you know, it's like, you lean back and you watch the movie and you think about something completely different, and in your head this physical muscle memory comes back. Oh, I gotta have a smoke. It's not your body that craves it, it's your fucking head. It's a habit. That's the difficult part. So that is where the saying comes in, you really need to want to smoke, otherwise you're not going to stop smoking.
Need to want to smoke, otherwise you're not going to stop smoking.
You will never quit smoking cigarettes until you truly want to.
You really need to want to smoke, otherwise you're not going to stop smoking.
And yeah, that was the first time. And yeah, the second time, I didn't smoke for 3 years, from 28 to roughly 31. I didn't smoke for 2 years. And then, out of spite, out of stupidity, out of, I did it before, I can do it again. Seriously, if you ever hear someone say that, can you please punch him in the face for me? Because this is the biggest bullshit ever. So I was at a party with my wife, and there were 2 guys and they smoked. The rest were all chicks, so it was kind of fun, but I brought the wife and okay. I was sitting there with these guys and I talked that I had quit smoking, and they were smoking like one every 5 minutes. So as a gag, and I tried one and it tasted horrible and I coughed my ass off and ha ha ha, and then the next one and they were all drinking and I coughed a lot and I chucked it in the bin. I think I had 2 or 3 that evening, just out of, you know, I used to do it, but I quit and I can quit again. Completely stupid. So I decided, you know what, I'm just gonna buy a pack now and leave it in the apartment. And I'm gonna have 1 smoke after work just to like celebrate the day. And that's what I did. And then I had 1 smoke every day in the evening, and there 2 smokes and and then it comes the point after a few weeks that you start having one in the morning, and then you take them to work, and then you have them in the break, and then you carry them downstairs and walk left and right, and you're gonna be at it again, and boom, 20 cigarettes a day are gone. So that's how I fell back into the habit. And I have to tell you guys, just fucking don't. If you ever quit, just don't think, oh, I can stop again because I'm strong and I quit before and I can just quit the second time. It's complete rubbish. So I went back to smoking full blown, and it was 1.5 years roughly, and I don't know exactly what you know about the Facebook pictures. And last year around this time, October, November, when my son was born, and I spent basically 9 days in hospital with somewhat rather serious condition. I made a video about it, which I never released because I felt it was way too personal. And one of my checkup visits in the hospital, I walked around with a phasio all day and I filmed all the aspects of, well, what I could.
Shit is about to get exciting. I love it when they give me forms like this. Like, look at that, it's all Japanese. I means no and hi means yes. So I basically, I don't know what to do with this thing.
Anyway, I don't know if I will ever release that thing. So that's why, long story short, I spent 9 days in hospital last year. I lost over 10 kilo in about 2 weeks. I was pumped full of painkiller. Oh, he's really careful. I thought he was gonna blast away. I spent 9 days in hospital, pumped full of painkiller. I lost a crap lot of weight. I lost over 10 kilo. And yeah, I don't know, I don't want to say too much about the condition, but it was a really down point. And all the while the wife was in the hospital because she had a baby. So anyway, when I got out of the hospital, cigarettes were the last thought on my mind, because I was completely cold turkey, and I just decided, you know what guys, fuck it, I'm not gonna start again. I've got a son now, and I don't want to blame my mom, but I don't want to be what my parents were and have the cigarette in his face all his life, you know. You can go out and smoke on the balcony and come back, but you stink of it, and I don't want to have my son grow up in this kind of condition. Plus, I am the only one that I know in the close family that actually smokes. So fuck it. And I have never touched another cigarette. And that's over a year now. It's in your head. The biggest success stories that I've heard about quitting smoking were by people who say, I will stop and put it down and never touch it again. Forget nicotine patches, forget all this chewing gum crap, chuck it out the window. This is just fucking people trying to make money off your misery, because it doesn't work. I don't even think your body is craving the nicotine that you keep shoving into it. It's like an alcoholic who says, I want to stop drinking, but he has a light beer every day just to get the jitters down. It's rubbish. It doesn't work. I don't think it works. What you need to break is not the physical addiction. What you need to break is this, oh, I need to smoke, oh, I need to smoke, oh, I need to smoke. That's what you want to get rid of. Seriously, log cabin, jerk off every day, jerk off every hour if it takes, if that's what it takes. But you're gonna get over it. You need to want to quit. Otherwise, you don't. You really need to. Otherwise, you don't.